G'day Darkrealmers, it's horror author and illustrator Michael J. Elliott here with you again today. And today I've got a fascinating movie for you where things aren't quite what they seem. Hey, if this is your first trip to the diaries, thank you for joining us and welcome. And if you want to keep up with the best in horror, movie, book reviews, creepypasta and trivia, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification and you'll always be on top. Okay, Darkrealmers, the movie review I've got for you is a great one. It's called The Dark Hours, and I'm going to be looking at it right now. Yeah. Now, Dark Hours is a 2005 movie that stars Kate Greenhouse as Dr. Samantha Goodman, Gordon Curry as her husband David, Iris Murphy as her sister Melody, Dov Tiffenbach, I think that's a Welsh name actually, as Adrian, and Aidan Devine as Harlan Pyne. Now, the story concerns Dr. Samantha Goodman, and one of the first scenes we see is where she's assessing Aidan Devine's character, Harlan Pyne. Now, he's a sociopath stroke psychopath, and he murdered his male lover. And Dr. Goodman has to decide whether he's now stable enough not to be released, but to go to a less secure institution or be downgraded into the facility where security isn't quite as tight. And Harlan gives a wonderful, I realise what I am, all those sort of things. And Dr. Goodman's not convinced, and he tries to, of course, leap over and take care of her. Well, we next cut to Dr. Goodman, and she's looking at x-rays, and these are her own x-rays. She has a tumour which has been stable for 2 years, and now it's growing rapidly. Okay, and it's that's what sets up this whole premise for us, Darkrealmers. Okay. Now, she decides to get away, and she goes up to the cottage in the country, and her husband is there, who's a writer, and her sister. Now, there's some tension between her and her sister over her sister's choice of lifestyle and how she's living and not working, but there's also a strong sexual tension between Iris and Samantha's husband. Now, we're sitting there and we're wondering, have they done anything? Are they having an affair? It's brilliantly played, okay? And the actress playing Dr. Goodman is so wonderful. The dialogue where she drops little maybe clues that she's aware things aren't quite right. Now, into this mix comes Adrian, and he knocks on their door saying that he was invited down to the cabin just down the ways a little, and could he please come in because no one's there and he can't get in, and this is Canada and it's freezing outside. Now, this young guy goes from being, hey, thanks for taking me in, to totally creepy, because once he asks them, hey, is your dog really protective? He shoots their dog, and it's like, oh my God. Then into the mix comes Harlan, and Dr. Samantha is, what are you doing here? And he said, I got out the asylum. And that's when the terror begins, Darkrealmers, really and truly. Now, this is one of those movies where I can't give you a lot of details because it's so intricately woven, it's like a house of cards. And if I give you one reveal, it'll topple the rest over. So I've got to sort of skirt around. Now, basically, Harlan is there and he's going to subject them, well, Dr. Goodman, in fact, to his version of psychiatric therapy because he wants the truth from her. Now, one of the things I can reveal is that she has been injecting herself with an experimental drug to keep her tumour stabilised. And it also transpires that Harlan has the same type of drug. Now, she has been injecting him with this basically to check the effects and to see how well it will cure her. And this is one of the reasons he's there, okay? It's because he wants to get at the truth. Why did you do this to me? And he subjects all of them to these most incredibly frightening psychological games. In one game, they play a version of Spin the Bottle where he spins the handset of the telephone, and whoever picks it up or it points to has 3 seconds to dial someone he randomly chooses from their address book. Now that's frightening in itself. But then he plays a version of Truth or Dare, where if they don't answer in time, he'll chop part of their bodies off, and you're there going, oh my God. And it's raw. It is so raw, and you feel your nerves stripped bare because we're in this room and we can feel this tension, Darkrealmers. Now, Dr. Samantha, when he says, why did you do, well, you're a psychopath, you're a fucking lunatic, you murdered, you burnt this kid's face off, all these horrible things. And he says, I loved him, he was my world and everything. Well, he's a psychopath, and of course he can't feel anything for anyone. He has a perverted form of love, or like his concept of it. But what he's trying to get at is, I'm a human being. You had no right to do those experiments on me. Okay? Now, the tension increases as, of course, they try to escape, or they try to find a way out of their situation. Now, Harlan picks up on the sexual tension in the room and says, oh, you two, have you done it yet? To David and Iris, David and Melody. And he makes them have sex in front of Dr. Samantha. And this is just, utterly frightening, because Dr. Samantha's going through this rage and this anger at watching her husband have sex with her sister, while at the same time being disgusted and also fearful. And the games increase in intensity. And Harlan takes David upstairs when he threatens to kill one of the three. And you wonder, he says, oh, I've got this game we're going to play called Scorpion. And you wonder, is he going to have sex with David? What's he playing? And we hear all this, groaning and moaning upstairs, and it's physical violence David's going through. Well, Darkrealmers, that's as much as I can tell you without giving the plot away. But the revelations that fall into place with this movie will leave you gasping, because they did for me. It's just incredible. We finally find out everything that's been going on and why it's all falling into place, and what this sexual tension between David and Melody is, and what Dr. Samantha has been going through. And the last few scenes will leave you gasping, okay? Because even after the credits roll, there's something there for you to keep you going. Oh, now this is one of the best creepy home invasion movies you're likely to see for a long, long time, Darkrealmers. It's brilliantly atmospheric. You get that strong sense of isolation, being in a cottage in Canada in the middle of winter, where these three people are, trapped by a psychopath and his young male lover. It's just utterly mind-blowing. I was on the edge of my seat with this one. The director's done a superb job of creating that atmosphere, not only of the isolation, but the utter terror that these people are going through. And the dialogue is sharp and it's crisp and it's very much, I want to say perfunctory, and I don't mean that, and it's just utilitarian, but it's very much, its dialogue is there when it's needed, and it's not when it's not needed, when the atmosphere itself does all the talking, okay? So there you go, Darkrealmers. As I said, I'd love to tell you more. I would so much love to spill my guts and tell you what the ending is, but you know me, I don't spoil, okay? And this is one you need to see for yourself. Okay, Amber, there's a little bit of blood in this, but this is more your psychological terror. This is more your, oh my God, I'm dealing with a psychopath. What's he going to do? Okay, so you may enjoy this one, okay? Now, this movie is available for you on YouTube, so you can find it for yourself. But it's also available on DVD. And I highly recommend that you check this one out. And this is, I'm not quite sure if this is exactly an indie production, because it was basically produced by Canada Film Trust or Film Fund, and I don't know enough about them, Darkrealmers, but I think that's very much like what we have in Australia called the Australian Film Commission, that actually provides funding and support for, you know, small filmmakers, and it shines through, you know, the care that they've put into this, and the script is just magnificent. I give, you know, like 5 stars to the writer of this, because it's just wonderful. So check it out for yourselves. If you're looking for a creepy home invasion movie, this is the one for you. But yeah, maybe, okay, for everyone in the northern hemisphere, if it's winter and it's snowing, don't watch this at night, okay? I would, yeah, even if your husband's there, it's a little bit, okay, I'd watch it when it's all sunny and nice and fluffy and there's butterflies, or maybe not butterflies in winter, but you know what I'm saying, Darkrealmers, okay? So check that one out for yourself, okay? So there you go, that's my review of The Dark Hours. Brilliant film, loved every minute of it, okay? So I hope you've enjoyed my review. If you have, please give us a thumbs up and leave a comment, because I'd like to know whether it's something you'd like to see, or if it's something indeed you've seen yourself, okay? And what did you think of it? Okay, Darkrealmers, well that's it from me for this episode of the Dark Realm Diaries. I'll be back again very soon with another video for you. So until then, after describing the dark hours to you, you really do need to stay in the light. Bye for now, Dark Realm.